Good afternoon, everyone. Hope you're all having a good Wednesday afternoon. Fairly nice day here in central Indiana, except I had to take my Jeep in to get some brake work done on it today. Apparently the left front caliper's locking up and creating some issues there. But hopefully I'll get that back in a couple of days. Don't plan on going anywhere, so that works out just fine for me. Today's video, we're going to be doing, excuse me, another rookie card bonanza, a look at some of the rookie cards that I've acquired over the years. There will be some repeats in this lot, and I'm still going through. I have stacks and stacks of about 6 more stacks of rookie cards that I have to go through and cross-reference to verify that they are actually rookie cards. Some of the newer racing cards will have the RC rookie card logo, but may be a Cup rookie card and not what is considered their rookie card. So without further ado, let's go ahead and start this. I'm just trying to find a random spot here that we can kind of start these cards at here. So we'll start with a 99 Press Pass Matt Kenseth. The cards from 99 are Matt's rookie cards. Of course, Matt is the 2000 Cup Series Rookie of the Year and the 2003 Cup Series Champion. Probably have a couple of these. Acquired a lot of Matt Kenseth rookies in a lot that I had bought a number of years ago. So here's a 99, another 99 Press Pass. So he had a couple of cards in the 99 Press Pass set. The Young Guns, which I have several of there. So if anybody's a Matt Kenseth fan, I've got you set up on some Kenseth rookie cards here. Here's a 99 Press Pass Premium. And of course you can see that he has a Chevy logo in his left patch there, on his right patch there. That was when he was driving for Robbie Reiser's team in the Busch Series back in '99. Of course, he did move up to Roush with this same car number and sponsor, but did switch to Ford. There's one of the Wheels cards. I thought that second Press Pass card was a Wheels card, but it was not. And you see Matt had a couple of Wheels cards from '99. Here's a Press Pass Stealth, another Premium. Then we have a Juan Pablo Montoya 2007 VIP. Juan, of course, won at Sears Point in his rookie year and would win 2 years later at Watkins Glen. Juan was the 2007 Cup Series Rookie of the Year, but he also won the Indy 500 in 2000 and I believe again in 2015. AJ Allmendinger Cup rookie card. AJ was from the open wheel ranks as well. He had 5 Champ Car Series wins, I believe in 2006, before he moved to the Truck Series. May have been 2005. I really didn't follow his open wheel career that much. He moved to the Trucks. He did rather well then. He was picked up by Red Bull Racing. Started his rookie campaign in 2007. 2008 he ran for Red Bull, and then he just kind of hopped along to different teams. His final start in the Cup Series was a couple of years ago for JTG Doherty. He currently drives part-time for Kaulig Racing in the Xfinity Series. There we have Ward Burton, 1991 Max. Ward was a Rookie of the Year contender in 1994 in the Cup Series. Ward won the 2002 Daytona 500. And I'll have several cards from 91 Max. I somehow acquired a bunch of those. Speaking of those, we have a few Todd Bodines. Todd is a 2-time Truck Series champion. His rookie card also the 91 Max. We have more Matt Kenseths here, 99 Press Pass. There's a Tony Stewart VIP Explosive, the sister card to the card that we're doing in our giveaway. Tony, a 3-time Cup Series champion and a 1-time IRL IndyCar champion, and he was the last IROC champion, I believe. Jimmy Spencer, Mr. Excitement, 1989 Max on Jimmy here. Jimmy was a contender for Cup Series Rookie of the Year in 1989, driving Buddy Baker's Crisco Pontiacs. Jimmy has 2 Cup Series wins, 1994 Talladega, and his first win, 1994 Pepsi 400 at Daytona. Sterling Marlin's rookie card, 1988 Max. Sterling was the 1994 and 95 Daytona 500 champion. Another Juan Pablo Montoya rookie. This is 2007 Press Pass Eclipse. AJ Foyt IV. AJ kind of hopped around. He is the biological grandson, but I can't remember if it was... No, I think it may have been Larry Foyt that was the biological grandson but adopted son of AJ. I get Larry and AJ Foyt IV confused a little bit because I don't follow their lineage real close. But this is A.J. Foyt IV when he was making an attempt to run in the then Busch Series for the, I think it was eventually the Turner Scott team or the Turner Motorsports team. That team went through a lot of organizational changes. It started out as Bob Akins and went to Aiken-Sutton, then went to Turner Motorsports, Turner Scott, and I'm not sure if the team even exists to this day. But this was A.J. Foyt IV. He didn't do so hot. He had a hard time adapting from the open wheel style of racing to the closed fendered style of racing. And I think he's back working with A.J. Foyt's IndyCar organization. Timothy Peters, longtime Truck Series competitor. Here he is in a 2007 Trax. I believe he was trying to run for Rookie of the Year in the Nationwide Busch or whatever it was at that time. Let me double check the year on that. No, it's 2007. I think I may have said that right. Cale Gale, he has one Truck Series win. Danny O'Quinn Jr., he raced for Roush for a couple of years in the Nationwide Series, Xfinity, whatever you want to call it. He was an up-and-coming prospect and unfortunately kind of got lost in the shuffle. Got a couple of Danny O'Quinns there. Brent Sherman. Brent was a former Air Force pilot, and I believe he had some connection with the Serta company. He did start one season for BAM Racing in the Cup Series, but again, just kind of got lost in the shuffle. Juan Pablo Montoya, we've spoken of him. This is the 2007 Trax. Paul Menard, 2004 Press Pass Trackside. Paul recently retired from the Cup Series, longtime competitor in the Cup and the Xfinity Series. He has one career win at Indianapolis in the Cup Series. We have a 2001 Press Pass Ryan Newman. Ryan ran a handful of Cup Series races in 2001. He did run one race in 2000, the Phoenix race in 2000. Of course, Ryan is recovering from injuries suffered from this year's Daytona 500. He is the 2002 Rookie of the Year and the 2008 Daytona 500 winner. Alan Kwiecki is next. Of course, this is an 88 Max. I don't know if we pulled Alan in any of our packs that we did early on in the channel. But Alan is the 1986 Rookie of the Year, the 1992 Cup Series champion. He had 5 career wins, his first coming in Phoenix of 1988. We have Kyle Busch, 2005 Cup Series Rookie of the Year, but also the 2015 and the 2019 Series champion. And you see there's a variation. This is about the time Press Pass started doing variations. This is the same card number. They just did a different background with the driver picture to create a little bit more interest in the product at that time. And then I have a few more, and this is the parallel version of the Kyle Busch Rookie, and you can just see it faintly there, that logo, that Press Pass logo that's kind of super embossed or whatever they want to call that on top of the card. Got another partial stack here. Here we have the 1989, probably one of the most sought-after Cup Series rookie cards, the Dale Earnhardt 89 Max. I've got a couple of those in my collection. We have a Dale Earnhardt Jr. Day 1 rookie. Of course, there's a regular high gear 94 set, a Day 1 set, and then you have the gold versions of both. So there are several opportunities there. A Kerry Earnhardt 94 high gear. We run into a couple Johnny Andretti cards that I had pulled recently. Didn't realize they were rookies. We have a Tina Gordon. She briefly had a cup of coffee in the Truck Series. Not sure what happened to her or where she's racing, if she is still racing today. Ronald Cooper. Ronald was raced in the Busch Series in the late 80s and a little bit in the early 90s in his family-owned team. He has one career win. I believe it was at Lanier Raceway in Georgia in 1988. Jeff Green, the 2000 Busch Series champion. Jeff still races in the Xfinity Series to this day for RSS Racing. Got a couple of Jeff Greens there. Larry Phillips, longtime Winston Racing Series competitor. Larry was a multiple champion in the, I believe it was the Midwest division. It was like the late models, it was a regional series and is still on the ballot in the NASCAR Hall of Fame. Hopefully he'll get in soon. John Paul Jr., this is a very interesting story here. John Paul, his whereabouts unknown. His father's was involved in the, there was a drug smuggling situation with the IMSA series years ago, and rumor has it John Paul may or may not have been involved in that. And that was in the mid to late 80s. Cecil Eunice. Cecil ran in the Busch Series in the late 90s, mid 90s for car owner Carroll Levin. Had a few decent runs, but just never really made it to the top level of the Busch Series. Jack Sprague, 92 Tracks card here. Jack is a former 3-time Truck Series, I think he's 3-time, could be 2-time, Truck Series champion. This is when he was running for Fred Turner's organization. He would later drive for Base Motorsports after Fred Turner's organization shut down. Jack didn't have a lot of success in the Busch Series. I think he only had one win driving for Haas CNC Racing, which was basically a Hendrick support team or satellite team at the time. But Truck Series is where Jack really found his niche. Boris said. Boris is a longtime competitor in many forms of motorsports. He ran a handful of Cup Series races in the late 90s to the mid-2000s. Never won, but was always competitive. He did win one Busch Series race at Montreal. I believe it was in 2007. Look that one up because that is a very, very good finish. Trevor Bayne, 2011 Daytona 500 winner. I think everybody's seen that. This is a 2010 Stealth card. Continue with David Gilliland, 2007 Press Pass Stealth. David is a former pole sitter at Daytona. David Rudeman, driving for Michael Waltrip in 2007. David won 2 Cup Series races, one at Chicagoland, his most recent, and his first career win was at the Coke 600. I want to say that was 2009. I'm just throwing a number out there because I don't remember. It was either 2008 or 2009. Cole Witt, former competitor that just recently retired to go spend more time in the family business, I believe out in California. Younger brother, former Truck Series driver Brandon Witt. Jerry Nadeau, 1998 Cup Series Rookie of the Year competitor. Jerry has one career Cup Series win, the 2000th season finale at Atlanta. Jerry also sustained serious career head injuries in a practice crash at Richmond in 2003, driving for MB2 Racing. We have another Alan Quickie. Eric Almirola. Of course, Eric is the current driver of the number 10 Smithfield Ford for Stewart Haas Racing. This was back when he was a developmental driver at JGR. We have another A.J. Allmendinger. This time it is a Trax card and not the VIP card. Got a couple dingers right there. And we got one more, one more stack that we'll roll through here. Former crew chief Barry Dotson. Barry passed away a few years ago, but he was the championship-winning crew chief on Rusty Wallace's team in 1989. Gary Nelson, former NASCAR lead technical inspector, but Gary was also on Kyle Petty's team as the crew chief in the early 90s. We have Billy Hagan, former championship-winning car owner for Terry Labonte in 1984. Billy had a team from the mid-70s all the way through the mid to late 90s. I'm not sure. I know 94 was his last attempt at a full season. I think he tried a few races in 95 and 96 before he finally folded his team. We have Rob Moroso, tragic story there. Jack Roush, current car owner for Ryan Newman, being relieved by Ross Chastain, of course, and Chris Buescher in the Cup Series. Jack has been a Cup Series owner since 1988. We have Robert Yates. Robert, of course, is a Hall of Famer. Robert sadly passed away a couple of years ago, but Robert started his team in the late 80s, about 1988, 89, and took Davey Allison to career-high wins in 2 seasons, 1992 and 1991. Davey won a career-high 5 wins. That's what I was trying to say, with Robert as his car owner. Elmo Langley, former pace car driver and a longtime driver and owner on the NASCAR Cup Series. This is when, you can see he's in a Hardee's uniform. He was crew chief for Cale Yarborough's team briefly, and then was hired by NASCAR as the pace car driver. Last year's Hall of Famer, Waddell Wilson, longtime crew chief. Tommy Ellis, 1988 Busch Series champion, longtime competitor in the Sportsman division as well. Harry Hyde, who is on the ballot for next year's Hall of Fame. Hopefully he'll get in. Harry was a longtime crew chief for many, many different organizations. Todd Parrott. This is when he was working with Rusty Wallace's team back in '89, but Todd would eventually become crew chief and championship-winning crew chief with Dale Jarrett. Harry Melling, longtime car owner, broke into the sport in 1982. Excuse me, I believe the late 90s, early 2000s is when Harry stepped out. Harry passed away several years ago. Raymond Beadle, also another car owner that has left us too soon. Raymond was the car owner for Rusty Wallace in this championship year in 1989. Rick Hendrick, of course we all know Rick Hendrick's story and his saga ever since he started in 1984 as a car owner. Jimmy Hensley. Jimmy was a longtime Busch Series competitor and the 1992 Cup Series Rookie of the Year. Kyle Petty, 8 career wins to Kyle's credit from a career that started in 1979 and wrapped up just a handful of years ago in the Cup Series. Chad Little, current official for NASCAR Cup Series. You'll see him at the tracks occasionally. Chad ran for Rookie of the Year in 1989, started the year for Junie Donlovey, but the team ran out of funding. Longtime, 3-time champion, but longtime competitor, Cale Yarborough, driver and owner. Also another driver and owner, 1983 champion, Bobby Allison. We have the 84 and 86 champion, Terry Labonte. Now, these are 88 Max cards. Of course, we've done a few videos on those. The 1987 Rookie of the Year, Davey Allison, sadly killed in a helicopter crash in 1993. Davey ended his career with 19 career wins. We have Bill Elliott. I believe Bill has 44 career wins, the 1988 Cup Series champion, and multiple-time most popular driver. Richard Petty, 7 titles, 200 wins, 7 Daytona 500s. That pretty much wraps up his resume. We have another Davey rookie card. Mark Martin. I believe Mark has 48 career Cup Series wins. This was 1988 Max. This is his first season with Jack Roush. He drove from Roush from 1988 till the end of the 2006 season. Brandon McReynolds. Brandon is the son of Larry McReynolds, current Fox NASCAR on Fox analyst. Brandon has run in the ARCA Series, Truck Series. I believe he's made a few starts. Just hasn't got that one ride that has taken him to the top yet. Another Ward Burton. And it looks like we're going to end with all those crazy Jeff Gordon rookies that we had in our 91 Tracks break here recently. So we know about the Gordon rookie cards from 91. Got a few of those stacked in there. But just was kind of changing things up. I don't have any new boxes right now. I don't know when I'll get any new boxes. So the next few videos are going to just be some reviews of some cards. I got maybe some football or baseball packs I could open up just to change up the channel just a little bit, but I don't want to take it in that direction. But at any rate, hopefully we'll get a new box or two here. I got a 93 Max box coming in, which I'll probably do that in 4 separate videos, so that way we can go over those cards. And we'll get some more cards in soon. Hopefully I'll get on eBay and find me some good deals. I'd like to get some of the newer Panini stuff. I really like the 2020 Donruss. I think that's a fun set that we could all get into as well. But anyway, I appreciate you guys watching. It looked like I checked this morning. I was up to 72 or 73 subs. So to the new people that are subscribing, thanks for subscribing. Welcome aboard. And in case y'all didn't know, I know some of the older viewers know this, but once we get to 100 subs, we're going to have a giveaway. We're either going to give away a Tony Stewart 98 VIP rookie card, a Ken Griffey Jr. 89 Donruss rookie card, or a 2016 Topps Heritage Braun Strowman rookie card. One of those 3 will be given away to a lucky subscriber once we get to that plateau of 100 subs. So I appreciate all you guys that continue to subscribe to the channel. The views are going up. The subscriptions are going up. I really do appreciate that. I'm just having fun with this channel. I enjoy the trading card aspect of it, making some really good friends out there as well. So just a special shout out to Danny and Gray. He did a video the other day, had a mail day, and had some of the stuff that I'd sent him. And also, if you get a chance, and I'm kind of been slacking a little bit here, Ricky Wittenberg's racing podcast, Racing Through Time, he's doing a retrospective of the 1986 season. He did an interview with me, so I'm going to try to listen to that later this afternoon as I'm sorting through more cards. So special shout out to those guys, kind of giving me a little bit of love in their platforms as well. So it's always good to get the word out there. So I'm just sharing the love with them as well. So once again, I thank all you guys for watching the channel, and we'll be back again tomorrow. Take care.